So I just joined Collective Genius a couple months ago, and this was my first in-person event. And it's been amazing to have all the camaraderie of the people around us, and which is mostly the reason that I joined. I wanted to meet other like-minded individuals. I love going to real estate meetups and things like that are local, but there's not usually other people in the room that are able to answer the questions and things that I'm struggling with. So to be in the room with so many high-powered individuals that have gone before me and done these things, the information and feedback that I've gotten on things that I've been working on or trying to figure out has been priceless. There's somebody here that's done literally everything, and it's been amazing to not be the most successful in the room anymore. It's very humbling. So a lot of times when you go to these events, you're grouped in with flippers and wholesalers and multifamily and self-storage and all these different real estate asset classes. And if you've been in the game very long, then you know that those function very differently depending on what market you're in or what asset class you're in. The information means something totally different in every situation. The way that they broke us up on day 2 and had us in specific categories for what it is that we actually focus on was so helpful, and it connected you to the right people and narrowed the group down from the couple hundred people to 10 or 15 that you need to reach out to and connect with. And listening to all of these people and what they have going on in their business and them being vulnerable with the things that they're truly struggling with, and the room being able to give them feedback and help really helps grow people's businesses. And being in front of all of these highly successful people giving a presentation is a little bit nerve-wracking. And I speak at events all over the country, so I should have been comfortable, but I was surprised by how nervous I was talking to other people on the same level as I was and above that, to give them a presentation and talk through all these different things, and then having them at the end give me real, honest, constructive criticism and feedback is priceless. That's not something that you can put a number on. So when we're giving those hot seat presentations, we're supposed to have a give, so that we're giving some information to the room, as well as an ask, so that we get something back in return. And my ask was, I've spent the last year building up my social media, and people regularly send me inquiries asking to invest in my properties. And I don't really know how to collect the dots with that. I've got the properties for them to invest to, they want to give the money, and I'm not exactly sure where to go from there. And there were so many people in the room who stood up and said, Heather, I'm happy to walk you through that process. Even one guy says, Heather, I'll share all my documents with you so that you can figure this process out a whole lot quicker than I was able to. And you know what? There aren't a lot of rooms that you can walk into that people are gonna have that information and be so freely willing to share that with you. When I was listening to the other people's hot seat presentations, there was a woman in there, her name's Ashley, and she is the person supporting an entrepreneur. And so to hear the wife's perspective of somebody who's supporting an entrepreneur was freaking priceless. To listen to her and the things that she said were so spot on, and every man in the room needed to hear it. You would be shocked. You should actually go back and watch her presentation if you're able to, because it is definitely worth the 15 minutes. The connections at CG seem to be one of the most important things. And it's not just the people that you meet, it's the people that they know in addition to that. As I'm working on syndications and building out a fund, not only are they giving me the instructions on how to be able to do something like that, they're like, hey Heather, I've got an attorney I can refer you to. Hey Heather, you need to make sure you're using this type of tax accountant, and make sure you're having these people audit you, and don't forget to hire Gary Harper and make sure that you've got the perfect team in place so that you've got all the roles you need to make this happen. So it's not only the connections of the people who are here, it's also their network. So when you go to a local meetup group, or maybe it's a free group that you've joined at the local coffee shop, you meet some really interesting people that know your market really well, and it's nice to have those friends and that camaraderie in your market. But when you step outside of that, and you meet these people at CG, these people are doing $300, $400, $500 million a year in deals, and they're people that you only hear on the Big Name podcast. They're people that you only read their book. And to actually move into the same room as these individuals is so motivating, humbling, and inspiring to figure out how to actually get your stuff together and move to the next level. So if you're on the fence about joining CG, I can tell you that I've been in quite a few different masterminds. And this one, 2 months in, I can tell you that one connection was enough to make up the cost for the year. So the amount of people that you're gonna meet and the resources that you're gonna get from this are priceless. There's no reason to keep waiting. But if for some reason you're still on the fence, make sure that you reach out to the leadership team, because they can answer all of your questions and put you in contact with some other members that can also help you answer those questions.